brief this morning, we begin with security. As troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation World Stroke have recorded another success in the ongoing military operations aimed at restoring peace and security in Taraba State and parts of Benue State under Operation Golden Peace. And that's after they destroyed bandits' hideouts and recovered arms and a vehicle. The commander of 6th Brigade, Brigadier General Kingsley Uwa, commended the troops for their bravery and resilience in the face of adversity and assured the residents of Taraba and Benue States under Sector 3 of Operation World Stroke that the military will remain resolute in its mission to maintain peace and security in the region. And about 20 kidnapped victims have been rescued after the Katsina State Police Command engaged bandits across Jibia and Faskari local government areas of the state. Several bandits reportedly escaped with gunshot injuries. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Aliyu Musa, while commending the gallantry and professionalism displayed by the officers, charged them to sustain the tempo in the ongoing fight against all forms of criminality in the state. To the oil sector, oil marketers and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited have signed a deal for a hitch-free distribution of petroleum products during and after the Yuletide season. Well, this was disclosed by the National Public Relations Officer of the Petroleum Retail Operators Association of Nigeria, Petron, Dr. Joseph Obele, following an official visit of the National President of Petron, Dr. Billy Gillis-Harry, alongside his team to the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL in Abuja. Sports news now. West Ham United have confirmed that Mikel Antonio has undergone surgery on a lower limb fracture after a serious car accident. The forward was transferred to Central London Hospital, where he will continue to be monitored. West Ham issued 2 updates on Antonio's condition on Saturday, saying he was conscious and communicating after unverified images of a heavily damaged Ferrari began to circulate online. But not to worry, the women you see there, will have them very soon on the show. Although the foreign scene, the election in Ghana is still making the news as the results from the presidential election are in gradually, as former President John Dramani Mahama has won a historic comeback to the Jubilee House, as it is called in Ghana. Mahama, who was president from 2012 to 2017, finally reclaimed the presidential seat at his 3rd attempt after falling short in 2016 and the 2020 elections. Well, entertainment is next as Taylor Swift returns to the top of the Billboard 200 albums chart. The 34-year-old singer's most recent album, titled The Tortured Poets Department, has returned to the #1 spot 8 months after it was originally released. Swift also released the Anthology Deluxe version of the album on November the 29th. So let's get right into it. What have you been saying about some of the top stories and trending issues? Well, we'll walk through the streets of X right now as the reactions are coming in fast and sometimes furious. We'll begin with this talking points. The police asking, people being asked, that's the hospitals, medical staff, health workers being asked to attend to gunshot victims without police clearance. It seems that this keeps coming time and again, in spite of the provisions of the law. This is quite clear, but it looks like it needs to be reiterated every now and then. So Omar in Scotland has the first one on this one, saying it's not just about giving order, it's by enforcing it, right? How many hospitals will comply with this? And will there be any penalty for those reported not to have followed that order? Also, will there be a safety net for the hospitals to cover them from harassment by the police? So these are main issues that have been raised, and I think it's important to look at these issues. It's also important to check our humanity, right? I think the natural instinct when you see someone who's hurt is to give help, whether on the road, in certain place. Definitely you have to be safe, but our humanity needs to be checked every now and then. The next user, Edo Wizard, has this to say: every 6 months they say this, but the hospitals don't comply. So again, we need to find out, why don't hospitals comply? What exactly is the issue? And I think the previous user, Omar in Scotland, had spoken to some of these issues. The next user, AY, says, don't just pass these laws, enforce them, right? So it's not enough to just pass the laws and orders. They need to be enforced. I think Nigerians also need to help out with this. If there's any hospital that you've seen doing this, let us know so we can amplify this. The next user, Truly Yours, says, I don't even know why those hospitals ask for police clearance, because even a criminal deserves a chance to live. Well, that's another angle to that one. And Narrowscope is the next user, saying a good time to be alive for a theme like this, to be plastered for media awareness. That's what this user says. Now the next phase is to witness it being put to practice at various medical hubs of the country. As we said earlier on, this is not the first time that this has come up, but we hope that this will be the last time that we'll have to speak to this. Well, the next talking point is also about the police, right? Some of the successes recorded by the police. And it's a video that's been trending online showing the police successfully apprehending kidnappers and freeing victims who are held captive in a soakaway. That's a septic tank, whatever you want to call it, an underground chamber that is meant for feces and all that. Well, the police said to have rescued kidnapped victims from a soakaway. And the video will definitely show you that video showing the rescue of the kidnapped victims. But let's show you reactions. First, Timothy as the first who says, well done and God bless you, men of the police NG. So it's good to see when the police performs, Nigerians naturally will not hold back their commendations. And Faomi Olamide, that's FOSA, says you could feel the boost in the morale of the policemen. Kudos to them. So, yeah, I hope the police is reading and watching. Nigerians love their policemen when they do the right thing. Adekunle Badamosi says, these guys are really wicked. Imagine you're talking about the kidnappers. But the penalty for kidnapping should be life imprisonment. Honestly, that's what this user has to say. And I think this conversation has been had. In fact, some said it should be capital punishment, particularly for, the banditry and all of that. So perhaps this conversation will come up yet again at the right place, which is the National Assembly, where the laws are made. Abdul Latif has this to say, congratulations to those rescued, or the rescue team. That's what Abdul Latif says. Nice one. More success operations ahead for the police NG. So, and Emmy back says, what level of criminality are the people subjected to, for God's sake? This is absolutely horrendous. So nobody will see that video and not have one or two things to say about it, seeing those people in the soakaway. Just imagine what they've gone through and all of that. So that is another thing that was recorded just recently. Yet again, kudos to the Nigeria Police Force. But what have you been saying about the election in Ghana? Oh yes, former President Mahama has returned as the president of Ghana after that election, which was conducted over the weekend. So it's quite a lot that Nigerians have been saying. People join in friends to what's playing out in Nigeria, or what might play out in the next election. So Mahama returns as Ghana president after election win. And you see this one, Mega Mixer saying, welcome back, President Mahama. Congrats to Ghana's first female vice president. I hope they both gave Ghana the leadership it deserves. Thank you, Dr. Bawumia, for being a Democrat. And congrats to the MP. Okay, so if you're not Nigerian, you might be lost at this point. So let me just leave this part for my Ghana brothers and sisters. Right. So this is a general feeling, at least in Ghana and across the African continent, or maybe the sub-region, about this particular election in Ghana. So a lot of congratulatory messages, but we're still keeping tabs on the finality of that election. But we'll take a moment now on the show. Don't forget, you can keep your comments coming in, hashtag CTV Morning Brief, or on WhatsApp. Let us know what you think about those talking points, the election in Ghana, and the other issues. We'll take a moment now. When we return, the Morning Brief continues.